Hey everybody, Carla here. Welcome to Healthcare Leadership. Class starts Monday, August 26th. I can't believe the summer's almost over. It's kind of depressing, isn't it? But we're going to have a fun time this next 7 weeks. So the Healthcare Leadership class has been around for a while. I think I've taught it for a couple years. I completely redesigned it last summer. And so I've taught it in the current form of it last fall and then this past spring. So I've had two groups of students go through it. So there has been some changes made to it. So healthcare leadership, or I guess just leadership, is a fascinating subject. I've personally been interested in it for a long time. I've done some research in it and have written about it to some extent. I have a strong passion for leadership and in management, and most of that, unfortunately, comes from bad examples and just my own personal journey of trying to figure out how to manage and lead organizations or units within them successfully. So I obviously want the programs that I've run to be successful. So to do that, you have to have good skill. So there's a lot of challenges that come up, and I've been just personally curious as to how do I do this best. So a lot of this course reflects what I know about leadership from a theoretical perspective, but in addition to that, adding some practical elements to it too. Because I don't want you to walk away with just a bunch of head knowledge about what leadership is or isn't, but I want you to walk away with that, but then also real practical understanding of how do you successfully manage and lead. And the good news is that you don't have to have a big position in order to practice and hone your skill. You can do that within a lot of settings, within managing your family and relationships to the sphere of influence that you have in your current position. You can use community or faith-based organizations to practice your skill too. So, like anything in life, the more you practice, the better you get at it. So, anyhow, I wanted to walk you through just your average week. Please review the syllabus carefully, as always. And then, see, I've got my screen kind of minimized, so it looks kind of weird here. So let me make this screen bigger. Within each week, the way I've structured this is obviously there's 7 weeks. Please review before we get started. There's a few things that you need to do, and in fact, a couple of them are graded. So the course is fairly simple in design, I think. It's laid out by week. When you open each week, and you can see all the weeks, so you're welcome to work ahead if you want, though most students don't because each of the weeks is pretty heavy. There's usually what I call kind of a lecture, which is not me talking, it's me writing. So it's easier for me to write some stuff. I can say it much more concisely in writing than I can in a video. So because I get off track. So it's the curse of extroverted mind. So which we'll talk about. So anyhow, then there's also reading that you'll do, and then there's so that's part one, a lecture and reading, and then part two is I've called it a leadership development workshop. So and there's usually a little bit of a lecture there also, and then some either videos or discussion boards or drop boxes for each one. I think it's pretty easy. Then the course each week culminates in a reflection, and the reflection is basically the opportunity for you to review what we've gone through and to make some type of meaning out of it. So the theory behind making meaning out of things and reflection, I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes going, oh my gosh, here we go again. But unless you kind of come to grips with what you're learning and think there's something to this, this is a bunch of hooey, I don't believe any of this. But until you have that experience with it and make some type of conscious decision that there's something to this, I need to know how to do this, I'm making a commitment to figure it out and to practice it. Until that happens, really being exposed to it is kind of, it's kind of up in the air. You could be exposed to it and do nothing with it, and then, you could somewhat argue that you just wasted your time. And I don't want your time to be wasted. I want you to understand from the field of leadership and from my experience in watching and studying and observing leadership over, 25, which gives you an idea how old I am, years. This is the stuff that you need to know in order to be an effective leader. So the reflection gives you an opportunity, and you're not writing for me. You're writing for yourself. What am I going to do with each of the things that you were exposed to this past week? Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? What are you going to do with it? It's basically what I'm looking for in this reflection. I'm a heavy believer in rubrics, and I've had some outstanding experience with rubrics, so I continue to use them. However, for rubrics to be effective, you have to look at them before you submit your work. So you have to look and see, what am I going to be evaluated on with this assignment? So once you look and see, oh, I'm evaluated on this, this, and that, not what I thought, this, and that. So, and it gives you an idea of what I'm looking for. It also requires me to take out of the grading exercise any type of bias that I have. If I like you, if I dislike you, if I like what you're saying, if I don't like what you're saying, it keeps me focused on what am I supposed to be grading. And so I really like them. And over the years, I've had a lot of students say that they are helpful. And I noticed that scores go up when rubrics are used. So the textbook, I think you'll find to be an easy read. Most students really like it. I personally really enjoyed reading it. And I'll say this like a number of times throughout the course, that the text goes over a number of different theories, like quite a number. No one follows a style of leadership or a theory of leadership. It's not like, so Carla, what kind of leader are you? Oh, I'm a servant leader. It's like, it's just, life's not that simple. You need leadership styles and use different theories given the situation that you're in, and what's appropriate at the moment. So it's not that you're learning these theories so that you can find one that you feel comfortable with and you can adopt it. But it's more like you're being exposed to these different theories and you're going to create your own style that reflects your own personality, your own goals, the goals of the organizations that you're working for, the people that you work with, and you'll create a style or your own theory based on that particular situation. So just read these with an understanding of, what about this theory, jives with me. It resonates with what I understand to be effective leadership. From my own perspective, I can tell you what works and doesn't work with me if you're going to lead me. And I also have opinions about what has worked effectively in situations where I've led others, what works and what doesn't work. So it's really kind of a trial and error, and you learn over time what works and doesn't work within different settings. So anyhow, keep that in mind. And then I put you through just a whole bunch of different materials and exercises that I've been exposed to over the years that they're kind of, and I hate buzz phrases. So I hate using the word toolbox, because that's like that was probably used like 10, 15 years ago. But we all have this little like box of tools that we use. And so these are all just little tools that have made a difference for me. So you can take them or leave them, but I do think that there's something to them. So anyhow, so the course kind of is set up. They're all available each Monday. The week starts. Everything within that week is due the following Sunday by 11:59. If you need more time, all you have to do is ask. If you don't ask and submit your assignment late, I will not read it, and I will not give you any points for it. So if you need more time, all you have to do is ask. And it's not like I'm trying to decide, if your excuse is good enough. It's not even about the excuse. It's just about, asking in advance if you can have some more time. So I would much rather have you take additional time and do high quality work than just to get it done on time. So that's my basic philosophy of grading. All of the assignments, and there's like a crap load of them. I actually lost count on how many there are, but there's a lot of work, but all of it's really like reflection and application work. It's not like memorizing theories or doing different analysis or anything like that. It's not terribly difficult unless you really don't like reflecting, which there are a number of people who don't really like to do that. So if that's the case, you're going to hate this course. So sorry. Anyhow, the week starts out, the class starts out with the first, I believe, 4 weeks are pretty heavy. In fact, kind of ridiculous. And it's heavy for me too. But it's just the way that the content kind of structures out to make it fit in 7 weeks. And then after that, the remaining 3 weeks are kind of a lot more paced, like a lot slower. So just keep that in mind. Also, and you'll see this in the announcement when you open up the course, I did give you 5 free passes. So I did this last term. You can use those for any of the discussion questions or Dropbox assignments. All you do is you don't do the assignment. At the end of the term, I'll look and I'll give you 10 points for the first 5. If you decide not to do more than that, then you'll lose the 10 points. So the extra points or the 5 ways assignments do not work on the reflection paper. So if you choose not to do one of those, you'll lose 10 points on that. So anyhow, they're all equally weighted, 10 points each. I think that's it. I've got a pretty busy 7 weeks myself, so I'll be in this course trying to keep up with you. If you have any questions or concerns at all you have to do is email me. So, or you can call me. The easiest way to get hold of me is my cell phone. If you want to just call my cell, leave me a message. I don't check my office phone much because honestly, the voicemail system at RIT is just ridiculous. It's like 6 steps to get to your voicemail box. It's ridiculous. So I would prefer you just call me on my phone, or you can text me, or I would say the easiest way to get in touch with me is just email. I rather compulsively watch my email, and as soon as I can, I get back to you right away. I'll really focus my effort on giving you really constructive feedback. The way I try to give feedback is I recognize what was done well, and then I try to give some critical feedback on how to make it better. And then as the term progresses, I try to go to that next level where I give you kind of some stretch goals. So even a student who's getting a perfect score, I'm going to try to give you something where, my advice on how to improve or move forward in this content area even further. So over the years, I've gotten a lot of good feedback from students that they like that. So if you don't, then please give me feedback that you don't like that. So anyhow, if you have any questions or concerns, be in touch. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy the class. I love this stuff. We're developing a new class as part of the new curriculum based on this. It'll be offered next summer in August, and it'll be a face-to-face class. So kind of excited about developing that. So, and it'll kind of resonate after this one. So, anyhow, welcome to the class, and I hope you have fun. And if there's anything I can do, just let me know. Take care.